Don't get me started from the bottom and forgot about it. You can't tell me nothing. What that mean? Got my money right. Spend a couple $100 as another night. Don't fuss, don't fight, don't bullshit. This scripture, I need a pulpit. Only go where the money is. It's a paper route. These fuck boys, I'ma take them out.
Donnie Walkoff coming back at you from the Hizzy Ophi, the home also tough. Anyway, today's show, video, whatever, reaction to the whatever you call that on Saturday. I guess you call it a Carolina game if you're familiar. If you're not a new fan, that's just how these things go, right? Um, 31-27, the crowd sounded great, right? The crowd was bumping. I mean, Willie B was rocking, so that's great, hold on, guys. Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, crowd was bumping. I Let me just get that out of the way. I was happy to see the jawing and the extracurricular. I am a huge fan of it. I love it because you've seen guys like Tory Gurley go on record and say, hey, these guys have no heart. They're soft, whatever. And I think it's getting the players they're tired of losing to, which is what you want to hear. You want to hear that it's bothering them as much as it's bothering us to watch it. So Shy Smith, some people getting on him. Not me. I'm all for it. I mean, look, if you got to get in someone's face, let them know you're here. You're not going to be messed with. Good. I mean, keep doing it. Um, Colin Hill, I don't care what anybody says. He had a good game. The offensive line was horrible. Rashawn Lee, right tackle was just getting blown up. I don't mean to name drop, but he was getting blown up, man. It was only in pass protection though, because the run blocking, well, they just didn't run enough. But I thought the run blocking was pretty good. They had some holes, and they would hit one, and they would break the first tackle, and it seemed pretty good, man. I mean, they were getting there. They just didn't get a lot of touches because you get behind 21-7 on that pick six, which not Hill's fault. That's a deflection. A tip ball, anything can happen. But I thought Hill had a good game. 65% completions. I mean, anyone clamoring for Helinski, he threw for 58% completions. If you take out the Charleston Southern game, he threw for 55% completions last year. This was 65% in an SEC game against a team that's supposedly ranked in the top 25. I'm not impressed by Tennessee. I was saying that all week. No, we didn't win, like I said, but I was never sold on them being a great team. I think that they're going to go 5-5, or worse. I don't think they're going to be this juggernaut team, but regardless, next man up, right? I mean, we got Florida this week. There's a couple things I want to see, man. I just don't. I mean, Cam Smith, that's rough, man. And I get it. Some people are, in the spotlight, like it's just a high pressure thing, and they're not that clutch or whatever. But that touchdown, man, I thought it looked like a push off, but it wasn't. He just falls. I don't know how to explain that. And I mean, you got to have a better backup plan than that. I mean, go from Mukwamu to them literally throwing right at you, it's just nuts. So I don't get that, man. They threw right at him, and then it looked like they'd never defended a no huddle offense in their life. I don't get that either. The defense was supposed to be the strong point, and they did a no huddle like the first three drives, and like literally nothing could stop them. I don't understand. It was just every play was just run for 10, run for 8, throw for 10. It was nothing. I mean, literally they just the no huddle thing, the tempo just kept them off like they weren't expecting it, and which just makes no sense, right? Especially in year 5. Um, you don't get any turnovers, you don't stop the run. I mean, Eric Gray had a quiet game, but I mean, whatever. Who cares? They won the game. I mean, Garantano is not Joe Burrow, so I mean, you should be able to force turnover. I mean, you should have gotten more than they got 2 sacks. You should have gotten more than that. Um, Disappointed that Joyner doesn't touch the ball. I mean, especially if your complaint is that Shy Smith is the only playmaker on the team, then you'd think that the fastest guys, Joyner, Doty, right? Those guys would touch the ball, right? I mean, Rico Powers got what, one target maybe? I don't know. I didn't see him really. I know Jalen Brooks, that whole throws things off, whatever, but like 2 receivers catch passes, that's ridiculous, man. Um, I did think the play calling wasn't that bad in general, but it's more suited for winning a game as far as being ahead. I mean, you play from behind. Yeah, the balance was good. I think their run pass balance was good, but you still don't run for what, like 4 yards a carry. You didn't even have 100 yards rushing. That's not going to cut it, man. And then Kyle Trask is going to rip us apart. Kyle Pitts is going to. I mean, just the defense didn't look like it can stop a nosebleed, man. And I don't. JC Horn's good, and the defensive line showed some promise, you could say, but I'm just not sold. I think it's going to be a very bad week. I mean, I was going into the year thinking that Florida was, we were going to have a toss-up game like we've been having, kind of like these Tennessee games, and Florida puts up 50 plus, and we drop a dud like that, and it's tough to watch, man. I'm gonna do more later as far as that goes, but I just think all the people clamoring, thinking that Helinski was gonna win somehow better than Hill. I mean, dude was slinging it. He overthrew a couple. That's it, but I mean, 65% completions. The turnover wasn't his fault. Wasn't like Bentley where he threw it right at guys all the time. I mean, just an errant bad throw. This was deflects off someone's maybe a little too hard. Deflects off, Shy Smith, I think. I mean, he had Nick Muse near the end zone. That could have been a potential touchdown. So I think, I mean, Helinski went. I mean, I like the kid, but take the liking him out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude went 3-9 or whatever last year. So I mean, he only threw for what Colin Hill threw for last year, 2 or 3 times. I think did he throw more for more than 290? So I don't know, man. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think, though. Give me a like, dislike, subscribe, comment, anything. All the love is appreciated. But yeah, 20.5 point underdogs, man. I mean, that's what it's got to be until you know, prove me wrong type thing. And that's where we're at. So, anyways, I appreciate the love, guys. Go Gamecocks.